So it's kind of weird doing this because it's been a really long time since I've done this, kind of just commentary crap on YouTube. I think the last time I did anything was probably like a couple months ago, and it's just been weird. Not weird, but a couple different changes have happened, in my life, I think, since the last time I uploaded, a video. And I think I want to say the last time I uploaded was right before I got a job, or maybe it was a week after I got a job. But yeah, I am officially working now, and that has been an experience, or this has been an experience, because I'm still technically doing the same job, but it's, been a couple months now, almost. It's gonna be a year in August, which I have a couple months left. I have another, 6 months left, but no man, it's just, life is definitely different. Um, and this has kind of grounded me in a way. Like, you know, I don't know how it goes for most first jobs. A lot of young people actually start working when they're 16 or something, and I didn't get my first job until I was 20. Now, a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to where they can wait till they're 20. They have to work when they're in high school, when they're 15, 16. And I I was lucky enough to have being able to wait. And it's not even that because my I come from a wealthy background or a rich background. To be honest with you, I'm probably in the lower middle class, as my at least my family and I, like we're probably in the lower middle class. So it's crazy to me that I, was able to wait this long for me to get my first job. Because even my brothers, like, I know one of my brothers, he had a summer job in high school, and then after he graduated, he started working. And the middle brother, he didn't work in high school. Like, none of us worked in high school. At least during the school year, like maybe, I mean, again, my oldest brother, he had a summer job during high school, and that was it. But that was because he wanted to pay for his own driving lessons or driver's license. Like I'm sure like my parents at that time would have been able to, support him in, getting the driving lessons, but I guess he wanted to do it himself. As I was saying, with this first job, it's kind of grounded me, man. Like damn, bro, this is like kind of what I expected it to be, but also not. Or at least working this long too, and in California, I'm making minimum I guess $2 above minimum wage, but I don't know. I was told different things. I was told that the minimum wage is actually 17, but then it's actually 15, but maybe different counties and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, as a first job at 20 years old, making 17 isn't bad. $2 above minimum wage. We'll just go with that because I think in like written law right now, it's 15 for California. And then as a starter job, you're not you can complain here and there, but it's not like your main duty. You're just another cog in the machine for the business you're working for. I work for a private business, so it's not horrible. I know if I was working at a higher business like Amazon or maybe UPS or FedEx, maybe the warehouse life would be a little bit more annoying or challenging. But as a small little private business, it's not too bad. I'm starting to realize how much I take big breaths, but I'm also kind of walking around in my room. I have a wireless headset. I know for damn sure that I have not used this yet for a video because I haven't uploaded in however long. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm just kind of walking around my room right now, just taking in my thoughts and kind of just I'm rambling. This is in my first video back, but I think I kind of just want to do this where I just ramble about my thoughts, dude. And like recently, again, it kind of pertains to the job. It's like being a 20-year-old, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. And I think a lot of young people are like this. This isn't like an uncommon thing to feel this way. It's like I'm 20 years old, or I just graduated high school, or damn, bro, like I'm 22, 23, and you're lost, cause you know you, you're you're not forced, but there's a lot of pressure on you to, go to college, or not even go to college, because now college is, I don't want to say it's looked down upon, but it's actually, I take that back. I take that whole sentence back. Actually, college is really important now. Like it's extremely important to have a degree in something. So like before, like, I hear this all the time. I talk to my mom about, like, about it a lot. In the 80s, 90s, 70s, you didn't need to go to college. There was, if you didn't go to college, there was trade schools, or there's just like little things that paid well that you didn't need college for. But now, if you want a good job, a good making job, to even live, to enjoy your life, you have to go to college. You have to get a business degree. You have to get a computer science degree. There's like I feel like there's useless degrees now. The market, the job market has changed so much. It's gotten so saturated with computer science jobs because, I mean, let's be real, AI and, needing coders and stuff. It's gonna grow, like, it's gonna grow massive. And this is just like the tip of the iceberg before it blows up. And, yeah, and the job market's super saturated for those people. And it kind of sucks because it's so saturated. That means it's whether there's not enough room for the CS people, or it's like, oh crap, like there's so much of us now that we can kind of go through them. It's like we don't need like um a dedicated coder, or we don't need to worry about them being so rare now. We can kind of they're like fodder. I can't think of the correct word in my head. I'm thinking of video game terms like cannon fodder. But in a way, they're not as like priceless as they used to be. I feel like when you were a coder back in the day, like, you have a really good job and you were secure in that spot. But now I feel like you can get easily replaced. It's like, oh, because there is so much, coding now, or so much CS people in the market, it's very easy to get replaced like that. And it's the same way with artists now for video game art. I've been studying, game design, and I've been studying to become a 3D environment person, and I'm realizing, man, my job, or if I ever get into this career, into this field of work, my job is not secure, dude. You see how many damn layoffs happen at every big video game company. It's, like every month, every 2 months, every 3 months after a big release, it's like, okay, guys, we don't need you guys anymore. Like, goodbye. Like, and the sad part is, like, I learned this during game design, one of my game design classes. My professor was like, yeah, when companies do big layoffs, it's usually the artists that go first, because guess what? They still need the coders. They don't need the artists anymore, or they don't need that much artists anymore. They still need the coders to fix the game, since now games are so broken when they come out. Like, there's no point. Like, what is the art team gonna do? They can't, fix a bug. They can't do this. They can't do that. Only coders can do that. So it's like, oh shit, we just need a, you know, just big, big layoffs with mostly just artists. And I mean, obviously coders get laid off too, and other people and whatnot. But as I kind of get a little bit older, I think mentally wise, maybe not age wise, but mentally wise, I'm thinking, dude, again, Mike, like this is not stable. This life I want, I'm realizing, is not stable. It's gonna be fun, granted. That's why you study or you go to college, because you want a career job that you'll enjoy for the rest of your life. But I also want a stable job, man. Like, I don't want to have a family, and every few months I'm switching companies because I'm getting laid off. And it doesn't matter if my work is good. Like, yeah, if my work is good, I'll be like easily hired again. But then there's like, oh, if it's a company in a different state, I gotta move. Or like if they don't want remote, it's like I gotta move here, I gotta move there. There's layoffs every like couple months. It's like, me and my family just be moving. I can't buy a house if that's happening. It's just, it sucks, man. It sucks. Like it's, it's unfortunate, I think. And there's nothing, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I know I'm young and I shouldn't be too worried about that, but I think I should be worried about this because I'm 20, man. I turned 21 in a couple months. Woohoo! And then, as most people say, as soon as you turn 21, fucking the time just zooms, man. And right now, right now, like, speaking of like the game thing or like the 3D design thing, like yeah, right now I should be working on my portfolio so I can get into an internship or just get hired somewhere. But I'm getting so lazy. I'm getting so comfortable. Just working a little like part-time stable job. I'm still going to class for like literally I'm going to school for bullshit, man. Just like I can't get my actual like degree paper until June, so like I'm done with my classes. I have my associates, but like I have to wait till June. So right now I'm just kind of bullshitting with classes and I'm working part-time. I'm so comfortable right now that I don't want to progress. And that's the most thing you see on these fucking TikTok shit, these hope cores, these core cores, these fucking guy cores, whatever I don't know what the fuck they're called. You just see like you can't get comfortable. You have to push yourself into the uncomfortable. You can't be comfortable. You can't get comfortable. Because if you do, you're not gonna. If you get comfortable, you can't. You can't move past your goalposts. You can't even get to your goalposts because you're like, oh, this is a good spot right here. I'll just stay here. Even though, oh, that looks better, I'll just stay here because I know this is stable and comfortable. And, you know, I know I gotta move on. I gotta do stuff. I tell my job, like, yeah, I told him this, like, legit in their faces. Then my manager, I'm like, yeah, man, like, I don't see myself being here in a couple more months. And he's like, that's fine. You told us when we first hired you, like, you don't think you're gonna be here that long, and and it's a starter job. I'm not supposed to be there for that long. I'm supposed to, okay, this is a quick little job. I get some experience, and then boom, I move up. Or like, I get supposed to get a better job, a higher paying job. Maybe a more comfortable job too, instead of just walking around the warehouse all day. Or standing around, I should say. I don't really walk. I stand around the warehouse all day, packing shit. But, like, yeah, I'm just... And, like, that's just... It's been in my head. It's been a big thought in my head. Like, dude, what the fuck do I want to do, right? And, with the fear... Not the saying that TikTok is going to get banned. It's just the fear of it getting banned if the company doesn't sell their shares or all their shares to the U.S. By the way, I do think that that's not gonna happen. Like TikTok, the company, there's no point of them selling the entire thing to the U.S. when they have, when there's other countries out there, that make up a bigger market. There's no point of them selling. Like, there's no point of them selling TikTok to the U.S. So, which kind of, when that happens, yeah, the U.S. is just gonna ban it, which, it sucks. But also at the same time, there's Instagram Reels now. There's YouTube Shorts now. There's fucking Snapchat Reels now. There's Facebook Reels. Like yeah, Facebook. No one uses. Like no young generations use Facebook. But there's gonna be fucking knockoffs of TikTok. I'm sure people will make like a weird like app to stream TikTok, legally or illegally, whatever, however you want to do it. Like there's gonna be a lot of things. People like, yeah, VPNs, obviously. Maybe you can get a VPN for your phone to get TikTok. Like, if you're you can just maybe website browse TikTok on if you have a desktop, you just get a VPN and then you can have TikTok. There's things you can do to get around it. But honestly, I do think with the ban, if the ban of TikTok actually does happen, if the company doesn't sell the share, like, it will. I think in my head, I'm thinking this will fucking help us. Like, this will help the U.S. Granted, TikTok has done a lot of good. It spreads awareness to a lot of things that are happening, and that's probably really a really bad thing, because I watch, or my For You page is filled with fucking, it is filled with like like horny shit. I can't lie to you, but it's also filled with like some cool shit, like history shit. I love history. I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, I'm loving history, bro. Like, I'm actually liking history. I enjoy learning about like like, especially like mostly American history. World history does seem interesting now. I keep getting more of those on my TikTok. feed, like the world old ancient history that's like popping up on my TikTok. But like as per American history, dude, like I'm fucking like I'm into it, bro. I'm liking it. And it's funny. It's like I'm like thinking in my head, and I'm like, bro, what if I want to become a history teacher? Yeah, I won't. I'll make jack shit, but for damn sure my job will be secure and stable. But I'm thinking, do I want to deal with high school kids when I'm fucking 30 years old? You know, what's the language gonna be like then? The language has changed so much because of like you see it now. Like school teachers have to like there was that fucking video like of that teacher banning words to say in class. Like that is insane. But at the same time, it's true. Like, why are you saying fucking gyat for in class? Like a 5-year-old, a fucking kindergartner saying gyat. Like, bro, like, I don't want to sound like an old head, but there's like proper language you need to use, and you know, it's just there's just things, proper things that should be said that wouldn't make any sense if if your language is really bad at the beginning of your social life. Like again, most kids don't go to physical school until they're 5 years old, 6 years old. You can go to preschool, but preschools are kind of a dying thing now. So you can go to kindergarten, first grade, whatever, 5, 6 years old. And that's when you really start socializing with people. You start making your friends and shit. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna connect with fucking people like Kai, Aiden Ross, Speed, KSI, Logan Paul, like K-So, Jinxie. You're gonna connect with these people, yeah. And that's how you're gonna like make your friends. Like, oh my god, you watched this guy, watch this clip. But like the language that is being used is like, I don't know. I'm scared. I am scared. If I were to become a teacher, like how the hell would I talk to my children, man? How would I talk to my students? Like, yeah, man. Like I watched this new guy yesterday. I got new terms. Then I would be considered cringe, right? If I'm up with the times, I'd be considered cringe. But then if I'm too old head, it's like this guy's like he doesn't understand our people, our generation. So I guess that's the whole point. You gotta find a middle ground between like cringe, but also be like an old head, wisdom to the young, I guess, wise to the young. It's, and then obviously there's this thing like YouTube, Twitch, like streaming in general, making videos in general. Like I don't see myself doing this. I see like, as most people say, like I see this being like a little part-time thing, a hobby of mine. I at least want to, like I've been trying to say, like I'm gonna make this a hobby of mine. I'm gonna make this a hobby of mine. And as a hobby, as this hobby gets, whatever, like it could grow, and it could be a little side hustle. I'm not even trying to say like I want to make this my full-time thing. It can be a little side hustle, man, because I know even this, like especially with young kids, even like people like me, or like way younger, like people at 5 years old, 6 years old, up to like fucking 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, but this whole streaming, YouTube making content, it's oversaturated, very saturated. You look at TikTok, it's very like, it's very, very saturated, and that's fine. Like you look at the top people, right? Like look at the top YouTubers, you look at the top streamers. It's like these guys are rich, and in most people's heads, they're like, and they do nothing. All they do is sit around, play video games, edit a video, or maybe they do other stuff too. But it's not just that. I have massive respect. I've been watching a couple of videos of how YouTube life is really like, and I have massive respect for these people. Because yeah, maybe in the beginning it is kind of like that's all they're doing. Like what I'm doing right now, just kind of I'm doing nothing. I'm just literally, I had gameplay, and then now I'm just talking, and now I'm just gonna edit the video. Then that's it. That's all I'm gonna do, right? And that's how it probably starts off for most people. It's just like that, very simple. But as you get bigger and bigger, and that's why I don't think I'm gonna get that big, because I'm not gonna really change that much about this. I want to keep it simple. But as you get bigger and bigger, it's like, okay, people are gonna get bored of the same thing, so I gotta change it up a bit. Oh, I gotta do video ideas. I gotta do this different. I gotta change my editing style. And then you get bigger and bigger. Like, oh shit, I can't keep up with like the demands. I gotta hire a team, and then oh shit, my identity, like my channel name is like my own trademark, so I gotta get a lawyer now to deal with this, and then I gotta talk to a lawyer about like like my trademarking, and then like this and that, like if I'm gonna get sued about this or that. And oh, taxes are different because it's not just like, because I am making my own wage, I am my own boss, or you are your own boss when you're a content creator. Taxes are way different, like you get a full check and you have to actually, take out the money for the tax and this and that, and there's just a lot of things, a lot of background shit that goes into it. Yeah, what we see, what the viewer sees, it's like, oh, this is cool, this looks easy. But obviously a lot of people have been coming out about this behind the scenes. It's not that easy. You have to work hard for it. You have to actually put your effort into it. You can't just do this lazily or half-assedly. You have to actually try. And I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not. I'm gonna just do this again as a little side thing. And I don't see myself. This video is gonna get 0 views. At 1 view is gonna be me just fucking looking at my video to make sure it's okay, or just to hear how shitty my voice is. To hear how much I fucking breathe and how like how heavy breathing, how heavy talking I am, because I've been walking around my room for 20 minutes now, just rambling and rambling, and this has all been like a couple takes. I've had to stop the recording here and there so I can answer some shit. But still, this is like legit one take. I'm not gonna do that much with it. I might cut up like the silent parts. I might take out some of the but I'm not gonna. This is gonna be very easy for me. I'm just gonna fucking up, maybe like do two little gameplays, and then yeah. Like sorry, this is like way off topic. I am talking about like what or how I see shit right now as a 20-year-old, and just being scared for the future, man. At least like job wise and money wise, because being at least within California, or I think it's just in general in the U.S. like everything is just fucking silly. You see it all over the place, bro. Everything is just skyrocketing, man. Prices are skyrocketing. Like items are less and less, far few between. It's hard to fucking get a job. I'm lucky to even have a job. I apparently, like, people trying to find jobs this year in particular has just been annoying. Like they meet the qualifications and they do all the extra stuff to try to entice the employee or the employer to hire them, and they won't even do that, even though they have job listings and stuff. So I am lucky to even have a job right now. Honestly, the job market is kind of fucked right now. Housing market, you hear a lot of places fucked. You can't buy a house in this fucking economy. It's fucking nuts. You'll be dirt poor if you try to do that. You can't because it's not even just like buying a house, like to even own a house. Like it's the point of it is like owning and investing. When you buy a house, it's an investment, for your future, for your kids' future. It's an investment. You pay off the house, you do some updates to it, upgrades to it. Then when you're retired, your kid moves out, and you're like, oh, okay, now it's time for you to move out. So you sell the house. You make that chunk of money back. Basically make most of your money back. Like if you spent like 20 years paying off the house, you get that money back, and then you go buy like a smaller house, or you go live in an apartment, you go live in an old person's home, or maybe you just keep the house and get handed off to your grandchildren, your kids, At this point in time, it's better to do that, Like this house I'm living in right now, it might be just better for us to fucking keep it as long as we can. Or, some different views of my family are just like, okay, we need to make a quick buck, so why not just sell it, move somewhere else, get a cheaper house, because California living is, dude, it's fucking insane to live here and buy a house, to even rent a house. To buy shit, California living is really really expensive, and it's not meant for working class people or working lower middle class people. I don't know what the class system is anymore in the U.S. Maybe it's just the filthy rich, and then the middle class, and then the poor. Maybe the middle and working class are just together. At this point, the middle class is the working class. There's no middle class anymore. It's just poor, working class, and then rich. There's no more fucking middle class at all. But yeah, man, it's I'm gonna try to cut this short, because if I keep going and going, it's gonna be like an hour-long thing, and I don't want to be that long. This is already like 30 minutes long of just bullshit. But it's been in my head, and I'm just I'm a little worried about it is all, because time only keeps ticking. It's not gonna stop. I can't stop and think about shit. I have to, you have to move fast. You only have so much time. We only have so much time and shit. So, but yeah, I'm done here. I'm done rambling. I gotta take a breath, bro. What the fuck? I'm fat as fuck. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, I'm so fat.